Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie, and I'm honestly hopping on here to do more of an accountability, a check-in. I want to know, how are you doing? I want to know, how are your goals going for this new year? I want to know if you've started, if maybe you started and you stopped. I want to know how you're doing. And if you had to rate yourself from 1 to 5, 5 being like, my year, my month is going great. 1 being like, I didn't start. Maybe somewhere in the middle going, I need a little assistance. If you had to rate your year, your new month, your new goals, your resolutions, your intentions, whatever it is that you're focusing on, 1 through 5, how are you doing? I have found that most people don't have accountability. And I'll tell you this. I think it's super important, whether you use this Keto Mom page as an accountability for you or tell somebody around you, it's going to hold you to a different level of accountability when somebody knows what you're working on. When somebody knows like, hey, Julie wants some fat loss. Hey, Melanie's working on getting to the gym 5 days a week. Hey, Angela really wants to get started. Like when somebody knows, and it might be a spouse or a coworker or a friend, maybe you send me a message, it's not even for me. Like for example, when somebody says, I don't have anybody to hold me accountable, I say, why don't you send me a message every single day and tell me what you're eating? Did you go to the gym? Did you move your body? Did you drink your water? Were you mindful? And I said, I'm not going to chase you. The person that you ask, your sister, your mom, your coworker, your friend, the person that you ask, and you say, these are my goals, isn't responsible for like going, hey, Rosalie, where are you at? Hey, Autumn, how are your goals? Hey, like if you want to use me as an accountability, it's not my responsibility for me to go, Melissa, what are you up to? I haven't seen, did you go to the gym? But I want you to use that person to check in on your own responsibility of like, hey, I'm just letting you know I went to the gym today. Hey, I'm just letting you know that I packed my lunch or I drank all my water, right? I'm checking in because it holds me accountable. And when you know that somebody knows what your goals are, it also is a mind game of like, they know what I'm going after. I don't want to disappoint myself, but I don't want to disappoint them. What if you told your children, if you have children and you're like, listen, mommy wants to get healthier. Daddy wants to get healthier. Hey, I'm working on getting stronger. So when we go out to eat, I'm not going to order dessert anymore. Hey, when we're eating a specific, like, I'm going to work on being better. Actually, this is a really great conversation, and I've had this before, and I won't go into depth about this. But like I posted a picture. So some people are like, I'm so sorry. I don't want to bother you. You're on vacation. Our family works from home. We homeschool. We have the flexibility to take our life from Minnesota and to go put it in Florida and still do life. So I'm still answering questions. I'm still creating content. I'm still reaching out and helping you understand your diet or your lifestyle. What are ketones? How to choose better foods. The kids are still learning. So if you have a question, I'm going to answer it. We're on vacation, but like our life is different, right? We've chosen for it to be that way. We've set ourselves up to be that way. So it's not a bother to send me a message and ask a question. Now, I'll tell you, the accountability piece I think is huge, because when you have somebody that knows what you're doing, even if they're not thinking about you all the time, you do, right? And so if it's your children and your children are your why, whether you want to get stronger or healthier, it's just important to communicate with people so they know what you're doing. If your family doesn't know and you're at a party and they're like, oh, why aren't you eating the dessert? Oh, you think you're better than me. Like that's legitimately a conversation that people have. You can go, listen. And I'm going to tell you this, accountability and communication is key in order for you to hit your goals. It's one of the keys. It's one of the things you need to do in order for you to succeed, right? So if people around you don't know what you're going after, they're not going to honor and respect your boundaries. They might not even if they know, but they're more likely to respect you choosing better, for you to say no to certain things, for you to maybe not eat a certain meal they made, not because you're trying to be rude, but because you have goals. And if you communicate it well, not like I'm fat, like I don't want your kids to hear I'm fat. I don't want your kids to hear mommy's on a diet. Right? We had got some ice cream. I posted a picture of our girls having ice cream, and I get asked this probably every day. Are your kids eating keto? Are your kids on the keto diet? And I'm like, no, we had chosen 8 years ago to explain to our kids that we are specifically eating better. We're moving our body. We want to be healthy. We want to take care of our temple. We want to be stronger. We're going to do it together. Like, sugar isn't good for you. So if they want ice cream, like I don't like to keep a lot of things in our home, but if we're on vacation, we're in Florida, we're doing life in Florida, and we come across a cute ice cream restaurant, they're going to have some ice cream. I did not eat it because I don't like ice cream. I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but I don't like it. And so we pick and choose, right? I do talk about the power of fueling your body the best that you can. If they don't feel good, the first thing I say is, what did you eat? If they were, like, we've been going to a church conference this last week. So since we've been down here all the way till Sunday, every night for hours and hours, it's amazing. At least 4 or 5 hours. And if they were to eat something or their stomach is upset, like, right, kids like to binge on goldfish. They like to eat lots of different things. So I will say, what did you eat? Oh, you had 3 cupcakes. Maybe you should have had, do you think you should have had 1? Did you need 3? No. So it's helping not only yourself, but people around you be mindful and not in a mean way with your children. So that's just a question I get asked a lot is, are your kids keto? No. Do we make better choices? Yes. Am I making them aware of food and how it makes their body feel? 100%. I think oftentimes people think with kids, I don't want to give them a complex. I don't want to make them I get it. And guess what? If you don't teach your kids now, they're going to have to go through the same struggles or challenges that you're going through as an adult because they weren't taught. So that's all I'll say about kids. I think it's super important. But in general, I just wanted to come on here and encourage you to find some sort of accountability, whether it's this page and you send me a message or it's somebody around you just to go, you don't have to check on me. I'm going to message you when I'm done, when I've accomplished this, how my day is going. And even if you don't say anything to me, it's going to help hold me to a level of accountability knowing that I've told somebody. It's important. It really is. If you keep it to yourself, you can let yourself off the hook. Your biggest roadblock or challenge or opportunity that you can strive to get better in the area is your own mind, right? You put up your own roadblocks, you put up your own walls, you talk yourself out of things because other people don't know. So accountability is important. And I just wanted to check in. I wanted to see how you're doing. If you had to rate yourself from 1 to 5, 1 being like, shoot, I need to get started. 5 being like, I've got this. How are you doing? You can always send me a message. I'm 100% here to help. I love that. I love that, Rosalie. She's like, sounds good. I tell my husband every day. My husband and I do the same thing, right? If you're married, you've got a great marriage. If you don't have a great marriage, like communication is key. That could be something we would talk about in general. I was sitting in church last night and I was thinking to myself, there really are a few key things that have changed my life. Like that affect fat loss, my mindset, how I take care of my own body. Like there are things I can teach you. So you can always go to ketomomsecrets.com. If you click on how to get started, click on recipes, click on mindset. There are lots of things that you can learn. You can learn about ketones. I drink those every day, right? But in general, I was like, what has truly changed my life? And it's really a couple key things. It's an awareness of my spiritual life, hands down. If you don't have a relationship with God, like I'd love to talk to you about that. If you don't have a spiritual life at all, or maybe you were hurt in the past by religion, or if you were hurt by people, because people are people. So I was like, all right, what has changed my life? Obviously my spiritual walk. The awareness around food. Like if I'm just talking about my health spokes, if I'm talking about the different spokes in your life, right? My health spoke, the awareness of the concepts that are like Sugar feeds sickness. I just know a couple key phrases that when I maybe am put in a situation where I'm like, oh, I kind of have those cravings, or maybe I would like that, I legitimately run these phrases through my mind. The awareness of, am I hungry, am I bored? This will help you in your health spoke. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I should draw this out for you. But I like to tell people, I'm just going to keep rambling. So if you want to log off, obviously you can log off whenever you want to. I'm going to show you something. So if you are looking at your life, I'm just going to keep chatting away. So first of all, welcome if you're just popping on. I think this is super important. So I was talking about accountability at first. So there's a book that we read on the Keto Mom page. It's called Chozon, Chozow'n, by Pastor Craig Groeschel. And he said, your life is kind of like a wheel, right? And you've got some spokes in your life. And I think it's super important to understand that all of these spokes affect the other spokes, right? Tell me if I keep cutting out. I wonder if it's my internet. Somebody tell me if my video is crackly. So you've got your spiritual spoke. You've got your work spoke. You've got your health. Hold on. Your health spoke. You've got your relationships, right? Could be your marriage, your kids. And then you've got your, spiritual, work, health, relationships, finances. We'll do a money sign. Super. And if one of these is broken, it's going to affect the other spoke, right? So in general, and it could be the internet here. We're staying at an Airbnb. All right. So here's what I'll tell you really quick. All of these affect each other, right? Your spokes in your life. And if you're really focused on your health spoke right now, right here, and you're like, man, I feel like I know what to do, but one of these is broken. The other ones, your spiritual spoke, your relationships, maybe with your kids, like something else will affect this. And I was thinking last night, I was like, man, there are so many simple key phrases and sentences that I've learned or awarenesses around each of these that if you can just, let me think, spiritually, like if you're empty inside, do you think it's going to cause a ripple effect in these other areas? 100%. If you have relationship issues, if you're not communicating with your spouse, do you find yourself probably gravitating more towards food because you're trying to fix the frustration, maybe with your children or a coworker or a boss, right? Oftentimes, one of these causes people to go to the health spoke, and either they try to control it, they go work it off at the gym, or they do the opposite and use food as a reward or food as a comfort. So when you're focusing on your life in general, an awareness, I was sitting around last night and as I was listening and journaling, I was like, man, there's a couple key things people just need to understand. And if they had that here and here, it would help them in all areas of their life, right? So realizing like my relationships do affect my health. My finances do affect my health, my spiritual life, and then going, where is the challenge that I need to work on? That's it. I'm going to talk in different areas and different aspects of this, but like I just said, the awareness that I have was hands down, it's an awareness of every single area. Where is my biggest challenge in my life? And maybe you need to address that. Maybe you need to talk to yourself. Maybe you need to talk to yourself and go, all right, I want to get healthy, but what is causing me to choose poorly? Why do I overeat? Why do I eat out of anger? What is it? Relationships? Is it because I'm stressed about money? Is it I hate my job? Is it what is it? Because as soon as you can narrow that down and work on that, it will help in all your other areas, especially your health and fitness. I think oftentimes people just want it's true. People want a quick fix. Give me the pill, give me how am I going to lose all this fat? I'm so frustrated. It's been 2 weeks and I haven't lost the weight I want to lose. And I'm like, listen, here's a key phrase that will pop into my mind. You didn't get here overnight. You're not going to get there overnight, right? It takes hard work. So you may have eaten out of emotion for years. Now you have to reverse that, switch it, and it's going to take some time. All of this is an awareness, and once you have that, you start choosing better, right? Like I talk about drinking ketones. They're an incredible tool. Will they help you? 100%. Why do I drink them? Because it's the way that I got started, and it was the only way that could give me the energy, turn my brain on, help me not eat as much all day long, to help me get focused. It was a tool. It's a tool that I use every single day, right? So in general, I would say, like, if you need a tool, let me help you. If you have a question, post your questions below. If you want to understand ketones, if you need something to help you, like, post trial in the comments. There's things I can help you with, but I want you to have an awareness of it's your life. Look at your life as different spokes and really give yourself an honest, like, feedback of where things are at so you know where to get started and what to work on. All right, that had nothing to do with accountability, but it's just something that popped into my mind. So it looks like the internet's going in and out. I'm going to end the live. I'll come back on later. Send me a message. I'm here to help. You can always go to ketomomsecrets.com, click on anything that you're looking for. I hope you guys have an incredible day. Thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. Thank you for playing full out and commenting below. And there's no dumb question. You can message me at any point in time and I'll answer your questions. I hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.